Zero is nothingness, one is everything. That's the universal symbol for one, Chinese gesture. And there's Earth from space, and you can see it's all one. There are no dividing lines. One is the number of the source, the beginning. All things are contained in one, and we are all one. Einstein said a human being is part of a whole called by us the universe. He experiences himself, his thoughts and feelings, as something separated from the rest, a kind of optical delusion of consciousness. This delusion is a kind of prison for us. Our task must be to free ourselves from this prison by widening our circle of compassion to embrace all living creatures. This gentleman embraced this living creature. He was the ticket taker on the bullet train from Tokyo to Kyoto, and it's like he handed me a pass to explore consciousness in different countries. That was the Golden Imperial Palace in Kyoto. I fell to my knees, it was so beautiful. And here is Pai, and he studied one religion after another and said faith is like a house with many rooms. And he said that all the rooms were the same, all the religions are the same, they just use different words. The picture I missed was the Zen rock garden in Kyoto with divine light, which had an angel in it. Light is the symbol of the divinity, and light can be broken into its component colors. All the colors are equal, the colors are all good, one's not better than another. Yogaville, with this building called the Lotus Building, that is in honor of multiple religions. So light is the central being, and from that, 12 world religions are derived that are known and unknown. On the floor below this large room where everything is one, there are 12 altars, and below that there are 12 showcases with sacred objects, including sacred writings. My friend Sally Perry has walked many paths. She was a businesswoman, then a reverend, and then a medicine woman, and now she's a Swami. And she took me to All Faiths Hall, where there is a statue of all people, literally around the world, all connected. And that's the symbol for Yogaville. On the left is Mother Teresa, who was the most important person of the 20th century. And she ministered to the sick and dying, and when she won the Nobel Peace Prize, she asked that the money not go to the banquet, but go to feed the people of India, and they honored that. My friend Swami Parmanand of India has followings of thousands of people, and also in India is Amma, the hugging saint, also a humanitarian, and I've stood in line, and she's embraced 32 million people, and her religion is love. And here she was being honored by an Indian nation. So people wait in line and just to receive a hug from her. This is Petra, one of the 7 wonders of the world, and my friend Lafi Badeau, who I met in Petra. That's his mother. Lafi was born in a cave. You may recognize Petra. It's one of the 7 wonders and was in Indiana Jones in the Last Crusade. And I asked Lafi, what do the Bedouins need? And he said they need shoes. He's a Christian in a Muslim country. This is my friend Adam from Israel, and the mountains of Israel look like the mountains in Jordan. They're all connected. And he wrote in Hebrew for me, I declare world peace. I declare peace the Saturday before Thanksgiving every year. This last year, a few days later, there was the ceasefire between Gaza and Israel. My friend Angelo Giamoresi, I met courtesy of Lafi via Skype, and he goes around the world and makes guidebooks of countries and knows many shamans. And he took my Field with the Universe book and made it into a flip book on my website. Michio Kenmochi is a friend in Tokyo, and she's introduced me to some of the cultural aspects of Shintoism and Buddhism. This fire rite on the left is to burn things so that you clear your mind and also burn wisdom into your heart. She said that people are born Shinto and die Buddhist. This is the bishop who conducted that service on the left. He goes all around the world, and now he's dealing with businessmen in North Korea, and it's all about peace. On the right is a monk who's in charge of a temple in Kyoto, and I gave him a world peace flame candle that's lit from an eternal flame in Wales. My friend Haitham Mabruk, I met on a cruise ship on the Nile. He was working there. He lives in Luxor and works on his father's farm when he has time. And he's a Muslim, and 5 times a day they're called to prayer. And even if there's a revolution, they pray. St. Francis of Assisi was a peacemaker. He went on the 5th Crusade, and he met with Saladin, and they pretty much made peace. I gained a different perspective when I visited a Muslim castle. The Crusaders have always been my heroes, but I found myself apologizing for the Crusaders. St. Francis also invented the nativity scene. Angkor Wat is one of the 7 wonders of the world. There are 2,000 temples and shrines. It's been Buddhist, it's been Hindu, and the people there have nothing. They're dirt poor, but they have their faith, and they have their casinos. In Vietnam, which is a lot greener than Cambodia, my friends built a temple at the edge of the rice field where they grew up working, and everyone has an altar. On the right, I visited a Vietnam vet in Vietnam, and his wife asked if I was thirsty, and I hate to have anyone go to any trouble, and she climbed a tree, threw down a coconut, and hacked off the top with a machete. Kendall Messick is a photographer in New York, and he went to visit Cora Peak, where his college friend lived, and took pictures of Aunt Sarah and everyone else, and it's all about respect for each other, because we're all one. My website is peacegrid.com. I envision the lines of latitude and longitude around the Earth in a grid of light. I'm on the grid, you're on the grid, everyone's on the grid, and we share everything that we know and do with everyone else because we have an effect on everyone, and that's how we can create peace.